I'm feeling like the vibes are still tense from Yoda barking in the last live stream. It was so not expected. Okay, I wonder what's going on for Cancer in November. I'm actually a little bit worried about y'all. I hope it's a good month. Let me smoke this energy real quick. Please help me to remove all negative energy, entities, and spirits from my body, from my cards, from my home, so that I may offer clear, honest messages to Cancer babies. All right, Cancer, let's get into it. We're going to be looking at your month ahead. This is a general predictions reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venuses, or those who have strong Cancer placements. So a huge welcome to our Cancers who are joining us. If you're not a Cancer, you're more than welcome to cross-watch. I just need you to know that I'm a very honest reader, so you may hear or see something that you do not like. Now, I'm going to start your reading by pulling 3 cards from this tarot deck, which will tell us the 3 main themes you can expect to experience in November. I'm then going to be clarifying the themes with tarot, hopefully pulling some specific predictions, and we'll get advice afterwards as well for each of the themes. So let's get into it. What can Cancer expect in the month of November, Spirit? What can Cancer expect in the month of November? Okay. We have the 2 of Coins reversed. What can Cancer expect in the month of November? Hi, Persa, welcome. Feel free to post questions or anything that you want to clarify in the chat as well, and I'll do my best to read the chat regularly and answer your questions. We have the Knight of Wands showing up for you as your second theme. What else can Cancer expect to experience? We have the High Priestess reversed. Interesting. Interesting. One other card wanted to come out with our High Priestess. The 8 of Coins upright. Love. At the back of the deck, we have Strength, which is the Force card in this deck. Have a look at that. I realize the camera is really far out, so that's a bit annoying, but have a look. So I feel like this Force card is saying that overall, your month ahead might actually be a lot better than what you're expecting. I almost feel like you've got to be careful that you don't make things more difficult than necessary. I'm getting this message that you guys may be looking at things as like, I need to do it, and I need to do that, and I need to do this, and blah, blah, blah. You may be trying to push yourself a bit too much in November. So please just pace yourself, because we know you can do it. Cancer can do anything that they put their mind to, but you have nothing to prove. I feel like the Strength card is really asking for you to be aware of your vitality, because you're coming on very strong in the month of November, and it's never a bad thing, but we don't want to see you burn out. That's my main concern at this point. So let's have a look at your first theme over here with the 2 of Coins. I can see that for some of you, this theme is referencing a change in lifestyle. You may be taking time off, or you may be making some major changes to your routine in November that looks like you'll need to kind of readjust and consider how to kind of work within a new schedule, or work within new parameters, or kind of wake up at different times, or just kind of give yourself more allowances as you adjust to these changes. I can also see the 2 of Coins as you kind of trying to juggle something, trying to manage something. It's either your time, or it's more so your routine and how to kind of get the most out of what you have. Let's see what tarot can tell us. What is Cancer juggling here with this 2 of Coins, should I say? We have the 9 of Swords coming out reversed. What is Cancer juggling with this 2 of Coins energy? We have the Devil card now, so some Capricorn energy. What is Cancer trying to do with this energy? We have the Full card with the 6 of Swords. So Aquarius energy could be significant. January could be significant. We have Capricorn and Aquarius here, so Saturn, where Saturn sits in your chart, could be significant as well. But at the back of the deck, we have an Eight of Pentacles. So you know what? I'm seeing you be very busy. Like, I feel like you've got to be careful here because you're kind of doing things and I feel like it's all catching up to you, how much you're trying to do at once, to the point where you're either doing it because you're afraid of saying no or you're afraid of missing out. But I can also see how you're getting a bit too carried away with something over here. I definitely feel like in the month of November, you're going to really be putting a lot of effort and a lot of work towards something very specific. You're almost obsessed with it. You're trying to kind of navigate like I'm not doing enough type of feelings. Like you're trying to navigate guilty feelings. So you're really trying to make the most out of the time that you have. And it feels like you're pushing yourself to the point where you may need to reassess. But I want to say for the Devil card to be reversed and the Fool to be upright, you are going to kind of get what you want as well. So I can't say it's good, I can't say it's bad. We'll see what Spirit says. I'm just trying to read this energy as I see it unfolding in the month ahead. I definitely see the Devil reversed as you needing to blow off steam and doing it in ways that you know are probably not good for you, but it's a temporary fix type of feeling. Consider your vices, for example, or habits that you know you shouldn't take up, but you also are good at kind of just doing it temporarily, if that makes sense. The other thing I'm picking up with the Fool upright is I feel like this theme is all about you trying to make the most out of a new opportunity or out of a fresh start or out of something that is feeling like a positive change, because I see this Fool card as more of a sense of optimism about you, and you're very kind of happy with where this is going. So you're willing to kind of do things differently. You're willing to shake up your routine a little bit, and you're willing to kind of move in this direction somewhat spontaneously. I wouldn't even, spontaneous doesn't feel like the right word. It just feels like it's a risky thing to do and you're doing it. I also feel like this could involve travel for some of you. This could involve movement. It could involve lots of little trips even, with the Six of Swords and the Two of Coins reversed. The other thing this kind of feels like though is the changes and the juggling has a lot to do with you feeling like you're needing to be in two places at once. Like you may be feeling pulled between two different things at once. And I want to say that if study is involved or if you needing to kind of put a lot of effort into something is involved, I see that paying off for sure. I feel like this is a case of you reap what you sow. So by all means, make sure you're sowing the right seeds in the beginning and make sure you're putting in the right amount of effort. We have the Four of Swords after that. So this feels like a temporary busyness or a temporary kind of, yeah, a temporary change that you're having to accommodate for. It doesn't feel like something that you have to do over a long period of time. It might be exclusive to just November. You kind of just feeling temporarily busy or like you need to readjust. What is going on though? I'm going to clarify with another deck just in case I've missed anything. Clarify this Two of Coins energy for Cancer. Is there anything I've missed? Oh. Judgment. Okay, so there is a lot of truth coming your way through this theme. I feel like any changes to your routine are actually needed because it's helping you see either more of the bigger picture or it's helping you kind of realize something that you may have been ignoring. I also feel like you are definitely, with the Nine of Swords reversed, trying to make the most out of something because you're worried that it was too late. Like it feels like you're trying to you're trying to get ahead of something here, if I'm honest with you. Like I see a Nine of Swords reversed as a feeling of regret and being sort of kept up at night with thoughts of regret. And for the Judgment card to be here, you're definitely coming into an awakening and you're realizing something. What are they realizing? What is Cancer realizing, Spirit? What is this theme about? The Princess of Wands. I think there is this guilty feeling of I could be doing more to either make the most out of my opportunities, or I could be doing more with my energy. I could be doing more with how I am choosing to spend my time. I definitely feel like your regret and what you're realizing is that you could be doing more. You're almost realizing that you're wasting your young years, or like you're wasting your energy, especially with the Princess of Wands reversed. It's almost like you've cut yourself short. You could have gained more experience. You could have gained more skills. Like you could have done more even. Why is Cancer feeling like this, Spirit? The Ten of Swords. Yeah, it almost feels like there is a moment here where you're going to have to accept that you're in a cycle that needs to change, and you're going to hit like a wall basically of feeling like, okay, I can't really continue this way. I've got to make changes, and I've got to start thinking differently, and I've got to start doing differently. And it feels like you do that. You do it with almost little hesitation, because maybe you've been thinking about it, but once you kind of get that awareness in November, I see you taking risks, and I see you moving forward. So what are their actions here? What are they moving forward with? The universe, you're trying to do things that you feel like you would have lost, or like you're trying to make up for lost time. You're trying to accomplish things by tying up loose ends. There's a strong feeling of trying to complete something that has been delayed, or trying to go back to something that you feel is unfinished. And it feels like you're doing this with a lot of optimism, and you're trying to kind of do it without really focusing on like where it is going. You're just trying to focus on the fact that I have the chance to do it now. At the back of the deck, we do have Temperance reversed. This seems to be a common theme so far. This feeling of kind of like frustration, because our energy seems to be pulled in so many different directions as a collective. We're very restless this Scorpio season. And you seem to be restless because you feel like you're not doing enough. You feel like you don't have enough behind you, enough to merit for what you're doing either. You want more sense of success, maybe, or do you just want more time doing the things that you enjoy, or the things that you want? What is the advice here for Cancer, please, Spirit? Because there's no cups here. It's a very like logical thing. You're overthinking it. You're spending a lot of time trying to figure out like, okay, well, what do I do about this? You're getting frustrated with it, and then you're also trying to find your practical solutions to it as well. At the back of the deck, we have Wisdom. So your advice is to kind of learn from all of this, and to make sure that as you move forward, you're taking action towards a situation or solutions that are best for you, and that involve you enjoying what you're doing as well. I feel like this is a learning experience, and you shouldn't beat yourself up too much. It's like one of those things that just happens, you know? And you're only going to be your worst enemy. We have Emotions reversed with the Cucumber card. Number 4, Cancer is on this card. We also have Earth element. Then we have the Clarity Carrot card. Number 1, Virgo, and the Earth. So a lot of Earth being ungrounded here. I feel like your advice is very much about trying to figure out where the blockages are pointing you towards, because you may be feeling a little like unearthed, a little bit upside down, a little bit even uncomfortable, for lack of a better word, restless, sure. But I think like with these cards here, your advice is try not to overthink this and let your feelings get the better of you, to the point where you're making the situation worse than what it is. Because I feel like you are definitely a force to be reckoned with in the month ahead, and I can see you achieving success. I just think that the way that you go about it is very much like you feeling like you're stuck between two things, like you're having to juggle something, and like you're having to kind of choose this or that. And I feel like with your emotions here, there's almost this message of be logical, like stay grounded and think logically, but also try not to let your emotions get the best of you, and try not to let the worst case scenarios get the best of you as well in that situation. So we're going to move forward now. Let's have a look at your second theme, this Knight of Wands energy reversed. When I see that kind of energy, I personally, oh hi Cassandra, welcome. When I see a Knight of Wands energy reversed, I personally see it as something that kind of is either working out to be very, like, what's the word? out of our realm of control and spontaneous to a chaotic degree, or it's happening in a way that we're trying to control it and make it safer, and we're trying to restrict it and make it more kind of less volatile, I guess. Not more, but less volatile. Spirit, what is going on with this Knight of Wands energy for Cancer? What is this about? It feels like, I've got to be honest with you, something around travel here is you need to be careful about. And I just want to encourage you to maybe get travel insurance. If you can afford it. Obviously, it's not something that is like included in fair prices, but it almost feels like something being flipped upside down, if that makes sense. It's something that we're excited about. It's something that may involve traveling with the Knight of Wands, but it's something that we've been kind of wanting to kind of manifest as an outlet, and then it's either being redirected or it's just not going the way that we wanted it to. It's being flipped upside down. What is this Knight of Wands about, Spirit, for Cancer? What is this theme? Okay, we have the Page of Swords. Interesting. Curiosity killed the cat, I heard. We also have the Ten of Coins, though. So Mercury and Virgo. And we have the Chariot. So I definitely feel like you're still traveling. Don't worry about things being cancelled if that resonates. But I also feel like the Knight of Wands is kind of encouraging you to look at everything before you lock it in. Like, I feel like the Page of Swords is here with the message of curiosity might actually be a good thing for you in the month ahead. And I think I need to say that because I feel like you've got some sort of plan, or you're trying to move ahead with something and it's of great importance to you, but it needs to be a specific way. And I feel like this Page of Swords is saying, well, actually just kind of stay open-minded and curious about how this may work out. This is mostly in relation to something that you can't fully predict. You don't completely, it is out of your control, either because it involves another person and you can't control them, or the factors and variables are just extreme. So you can't really honestly go into this knowing what's going to happen. I feel like staying open-minded is the best thing that you could do, because your openness with this Page of Swords is going to help you to gather a lot of information. It's going to also help you to see things that you wouldn't be able to see if you went in with like a plan, or like a clear sense of like, well, this is my opinion on the matter and this is what I want to do. I feel like this Page of Swords is a curious energy of you needing to kind of learn more and gain more information about the situation before you can kind of lock yourself in. I also see, though, with the Ten of Coins, a strong sense of responsibility, potentially family, being pulled into this, and you trying to get the best possible outcome, you trying to secure something so that it's long-term successful. And it also feels like this is connected to making sure that you have the right information to go ahead with that long-term plan, that long-term success. So I think like starting out, you're not going to feel like you know what you're doing, and that's fine. Stay curious, stay open, because that is what is going to help get you the answers you need to feel more sure. I'm actually going to switch decks. I don't know why I was shuffling that one. We're going to use this Hermetic deck. I feel like the Chariot is here because I see movement, and the only way we get movement is by feeling confident. The Chariot in your spread feels like a strong sense of confidence, determination, and clarity. We know the direction that we're moving in now. We don't have fears like we did at the beginning. We don't have concerns like we did at the beginning, because we were open to receiving information, asking questions, and really getting the answers that we need. Spirit, what else can you tell me about this theme? What is this theme about for Cancer? We have the Nine of Cups reversed. It could be about somebody else's happiness. You could be feeling responsible for somebody else, or this could be about you trying to kind of get all the information so that you are doing what is right and not necessarily what you want. I feel like a weird compromise here. The Nine of Cups reversed can sometimes be about fulfilling somebody else's needs before your own. And it feels like you either have to compromise how you feel in order to just get this done, or you have to consider how somebody else's emotions are swaying you into a biased kind of headspace. Because it does feel like you're heavily considering how this is impacting somebody else. What else can you tell Cancer about this theme, Spirit? What is this Knight of Wands reversed about? We have the King of Pentacles reversed. I'm getting a lot of people here. It feels like a lot of people either have opinions or are wanting to be involved in this. The King of Pentacles reversed. I almost wonder if somebody isn't getting what they want in this situation. They wanted this and you're having to do that. I feel like you got to be careful because you can't make everybody happy, Cancer. So I think what you're going to learn is you may have to make some tough decisions. You may have to put something in place that is good for the outcome, but it's not going to be good for everybody's individual needs or for other people and what they want. I see the King of Pentacles reversed as someone being like selfish, and either it's you being selfish because you have to, because you're working on something objectively, or it's somebody else being selfish and saying, well, this is what I want, and why don't you do that? And Cancer, how come you're not doing this? Just be careful about selfish people here. The other thing about the King of Pentacles is it can be this obsessive energy around material wealth and being so focused on shiny things to the point where we're compromising our quality of self, our values, and the other beautiful things that should matter to us as well. So take that as it resonates, but I feel like somebody isn't getting what they want here. What's going on with the Chariot energy for Cancer's Knight of Wands? Two cards, Temperance again, this time upright, and the Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah, someone isn't happy, but you're moving forward anyway. You're like, you know what, I can't do this if you all have different opinions. I've just got to go with what I know is right. So I see you moving ahead with something that you don't even really want to do. Like if it was up to you, you would do it this way, but you're having to kind of mediate and do what is right and what is fair. And you're doing it for the cause, you're doing it for the business, or you're doing it for the family, you know, like it's very much a feeling of people are frustrated, people are heated, but it's not about them, it's about this, and you're having to go ahead with this. So I definitely see you maybe kind of needing to navigate some strong opinions here and some strong personalities, some people who feel like they're really entitled to the outcome and to their opinions. I can also see with the Queen of Swords reversed, you may be getting into an argument or cutting somebody off. So be careful about that. I don't doubt you can hold your own. I know a lot of Cancerians with tempers, but just make sure you don't say something that you may regret, because family seems to be in here, or a sense of loyalty seems to be in here. We have the Six of Swords at the back of the deck. So I feel like this energy has a lot to do with moving forward and trying to find a peaceful resolution. And it almost feels like you're going to have to be the one that does that. Otherwise, I can see a healing conversation eventually in the cards, but I don't know if that's going to happen immediately in November. What is the advice in this theme for Cancer, Spirit? Hi. Let's go with these three. Okay. Is that two? That was only two. No, there is three. Okay. At the back of the deck, we have Basil, Trust. So Scorpio energy. That's interesting. I feel like Spirit is saying that this process is supposed to be volatile. Unfortunately, you are caught in the middle of it, but it has to be like this in order to transform in the right way. We have to kind of go through this rebirth energy where something is really almost blows up and ends in order for there to be a good new beginning, because there feels like there's too many kind of opinions or too many possibilities, and we just have to go with the right one. And that's where you come in handy. I feel you're able to kind of navigate all of that and go, you know what, we just have to do this way, and we're going to have to go ahead with it now. We're running out of time. I do see your advice being to come to an agreement. This feels like a compromise. It doesn't feel like it's about what I want and what you want. It's more about getting to the objective understanding of what is best, trying to find an agreement that works for everybody involved. And I feel like this has to do with kind of being the bigger person at times, but remember to focus on the goal here. I also think that you should get things in writing if this has to do with something quite serious or a lot of money being involved. Make sure you get things in writing and read those contracts before you sign them. We also have luck, lime, and the number 31 card with some Capricorn energy and some watery energy. So that luck card, I think the best case scenario is going to happen. I just think that it's not what people wanted. It's not what they expected. And I do think that the goal here seems to be more long term. It seems to be about focusing on the future and putting the right things in place for the future. And if that's the goal, then I see you being successful. I just don't know if everybody wants that. We have the Snapdragon card, Purification reversed. Yeah, you got to break a couple of eggs to make an omelet is coming back. Purification is saying that the situation could get toxic at times. It could get very messy because of different opinions, because of what people think is best and what people think is right. But it's not about me. It's not about you. It's just about getting to the goal. So try not to get too focused on the little things. Try not to get too focused on the he said, she says, and try not to make this about you and try not to let other people make it about them. That's the best advice I can give you in this situation, sweets. Let's move forward. We're going to have a look at your last theme over here. We have the High Priestess reversed with the 8 of Coins. I realize it's very glary, so I am going to be trying to show you the cards before I put them down. But straight away, what I'm picking up on is something happening in a way that I feel like your intuition isn't connected to this, but your physical body is invested. And either your intuition isn't connected to it because you don't want to know. You're telling yourself, like, I'm just here to kind of put my time into it, but I don't really want to know. Like, it's kind of that feeling of like, either it's not that you don't care, but you may be afraid of hearing, what's going to happen. I feel like you're just trying to stay present. What is this about, Spirit? What's going on in November with this last theme for Cancer? We have the Hanged Man coming out for you reversed. More Pisces energy, Neptune energy. It feels like this theme has a lot to do with having to be passive. I don't know how you're doing it, sweets. You're a cardinal sign. You're a go-getter. You're feeling very, determined, and yet you're in a space over here where you're having to kind of hang back and pause. We also have the 8 of Wands. Okay. This is all kind of taking shape now. One more card, please, Spirit. What is this last theme about? We have the Strength card, and it also wants to come out with Justice. So some powerful themes over here. The Strength card with Justice. I wonder if this theme is really about you trying to make the best out of something. Because I feel like you're scared to know what might happen here, and you're scared to think about it too much. You almost don't want to get predictions about this. Whatever this is, it feels like it's linked to you trying to enjoy your present moment, trying to have fun with it, just trying to make the most out of the time that you have. And it also feels like this is more of an outlet. It's something that is really positive for you, and it's something that you can just enjoy, and you don't want to have to overthink it and overanalyze it. You just want to kind of relax in it and feel it. And I feel like this Hanged Man energy is you relishing the moment. It does feel more like a kind of less of a my hands are tied situation and more of a like I'm really content just vibing in this space and not having to stress too much about what's happening next. So I wonder if with this 8 of Wands, this is an exchanging of energy between you and something else that is really kind of bringing you a strong sense of purpose and a strong sense of self, because I feel like your skills are really being highlighted here, but I can't help but feel like this is an outlet. I can't help but feel like this is something that has the potential to make you very happy. But we do have the 9 of Cups reversed at the back of the deck. What is all of this about? What is it about specifically, Spirit? Because I see that Justice and Strength card as big themes of loyalty, big themes of compromise, and big themes of wanting to make sure that there is mutual interest, or like that you're both getting, you and something else are getting the best out of this. What is this about, Spirit? It's supposed to be a general predictions reading, but it almost feels like this is referencing a relationship, a partnership, an agreement. And we had agreement here. What is going on with this, Spirit? I feel like you might be putting a lot of effort in to a partnership that you're not sure about in terms of the future, but you're just trying to make the most out of your present moments, and you're trying to make sure that you are keeping yourself helpfully preoccupied. There's a weird theme there, the Wheel of Fortune. It does feel like this has to do with a positive change. That card is talking about the forces of life, though, so this change may have been out of your hands, and it may have felt like you just had to kind of roll with it. Could have to do with traveling again. I feel like this is a positive shift, though, I can't lie. I think this is a positive shift for you. It might even strengthen this partnership. What else can you tell me about this? We have the Two of Wands. Yeah, instead of being able to move forward, I feel like you're moving in a different adjacent direction in the month ahead, having to focus on other things. But this is more of like a subconscious theme. It feels like it's something that's at the back of your mind throughout November. You're trying not to stress about it. You don't want to kind of overthink it. You're just using it as a healthy outlet when you can. And you're trying to make sure that it's not stressing you out and it's not at the forefront of your mind. What is this theme about for Cancer, please, Spirit? We also have the Five of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like a lot of this has to do with you trying to make sure that you're not kind of, for some of you, you're not feeling abandoned, because this could have to do with you feeling like somebody had to choose themselves, and so you had to choose yourself. But I want to say, with the Five of Pentacles reversed, this is also about trying to make the most and the best out of a worst case situation, because it doesn't feel like a worst case situation. It feels like it was a positive shift. There may have been cons to this change. There may have been downsides, but it's like you're not letting yourself see that. You're not letting yourself focus on that. You're making yourself stay positive and optimistic. And if you aren't, then you're giving yourself redirections and distractions so that you're not getting too down about this. But it is a subconscious feeling. And I feel like loyalty is coming into it, partnership is coming into it, a sense of balance and harmony is coming into it, and also a feeling of passion. And this passion is positive in the month ahead, but it has the potential to turn into frustration and a feeling as though all this energy isn't having an opportunity to be expressed in the right ways. I definitely feel like this is something that you're working on in the month ahead. You're working on your anxieties or your fears about the future. You're working on how much you kind of worry about this, or how much you even get tarot readings on this area of your life. You're trying to just kind of remain somewhat naive to what it could be, so that you don't drift into the worst case scenario in your mind, because I am seeing that there are positive shifts out of this situation, and you are really trying to focus on that. You're not trying to focus on what you may have lost or what you may be leaving behind. You're trying to focus more on where this path is taking you in a positive, optimistic way. At the back of the deck, we do have the Three of Cups reversed, so you could be feeling emotionally separated from something or someone that you really want to be closer to. But it feels like this is an agreement that you both came to. You both know that this is what had to be, or you both understand that this is the way that it has to go. The other reason why the Three of Cups is at the back of the deck is I feel like there is a temporary feeling of missing someone, or like sadness and separation that you know is temporary. I also feel like you're not feeling entirely emotionally content. I've got to be honest, that a main message from the start of your reading is coming back. And I can see you subconsciously trying not to feel like that. You're subconsciously telling yourself, like, I shouldn't feel like that. I'm not missing out on anything. Like, look at all the good in my life. You're really trying to kind of stay focused on the positives. So what is the advice here for Cancer? Okay, we have desire in the reverse position with that beautiful divination tool. This is also the Coslettus card. We have the number 3, Cancer on here, and some earth energy. We also had similar vibes over here with the cucumber card, so that's interesting. Is there anything else you can tell them in terms of advice? We have 2 cards on the ground. We also have the potato card, grounding. So we've got the affection card, Sorrel, which has Taurus, number 12, and fire. And we also have the passion beetroot card, Leo, earth, and the number 7. I wonder, Cancer, if this theme is you realizing how to better manage some of your heavier feelings and trying to just kind of be honest more. I feel like Spirit is saying, like, with this energy, you need outlets. You need to feel like you can express yourself, and you need to feel like you have a helpful way of either coping or managing what you were feeling. And I can see you doing that with the tarot cards we pulled. You're doing your best, and I really want you to remember that throughout the month. You are doing your best. I think with the grounding energy, like I'm not seeing a fault here. I just think that this is a major theme for you in the month ahead. There's no real advice. It's more affirmations and Spirit trying to encourage you to be kind to yourself through this process, and to remind yourself to have outlets, and to remind yourself to have you time to ground, time to reconnect, and time to helpfully and healthily expel energy that may be built up, whether that's frustration or for some of you even sexual frustration. Especially with desire reversed, I think the only advice here is to make sure that you have enough outlets for all your needs, especially your emotional needs, but the things that you want to do, making more time for that as well. That could be a good way of distracting yourself, doing little things that you want to do. So that's really what I'm seeing for you, Cancer. It's an interesting month for you. I feel like the main message here is try not to be too hard on yourself. You're doing the best that you can. Give yourself lots of outlets. Remember to see both sides of the coin when you're involved in situations where other people are having strong opinions or getting frustrated. At the end of the day, it's not really about them, and it's not really about you either. It feels like you're working on an objective goal, and I do see you getting closer to it. You just may be needing to take more of a dominant role in that outcome than what you're comfortable with. I can see you taking a leadership role in your second theme, which is annoying because again, like, it's up to Cancer to kind of clean up that mess. You got this. Don't let other people get the best of you. Make sure you are swerving that toxicity and reminding yourself and those around you, if you feel called to, that the situation isn't about them. And that's really what I'm seeing for you, sweets. I'm going to end your reading here and start Pisces reading in the next 10 minutes. I'm very grateful to have you here, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful and that it did resonate. It may actually resonate more as the month progresses, but if it didn't resonate 100%, you could have messages in your sun, moon, rising for these general predictions readings. Otherwise, I wish you a prosperous, joyful, happy, abundant, successful month ahead. Look after your beautiful self, stay well, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye!